And now it's time for Mob Talk Radio with your host, Jeff Canarsie.
Yo, Lord Willin, Jeff Canarsie, Mob Talk Radio. Check it out. Yo, we stay quiet like Russell Buffalino when things will get ugly like Pepsi's death in Casino. Who do we know? No one, nobody. But we're all well respected like Della Croce and Gotti. I know wild nights have been a nocturne.
So yeah, this is Jeff Canarsie from Mob Talk Radio. And I wasn't going to do this. I was really going to take a week off to do other things. Then the motherfucker had to open his mouth and say some nonsense. So we're going to play a wave file of what this shitbag Phil Leonetti said, and then we're going to address it as only I can.
He is the worst human being alive, this guy right here, Joey Merlino. Horrible human being.
Why do you say that?
He actually robbed Joe Pungitor's mother's jewelry. Joe Pungitor's mother was sleeping on a couch in her house. In the summertime, doors are open, everybody's in and out. He went in there, seen her sleeping, went upstairs and grabbed all her jewelry and took it. Also, he beats everybody, borrows money, never pays nobody back. When my uncle was in jail, I would collect my uncle's end from Chucky. It was always short, and it wasn't Chucky taking it. I know he was taking it, A few hundred here, a few hundred. Every time I got money, it was a few hundred short. And I didn't want to say nothing to Chucky about it, but that's Joey Merlino. Low life.
You ever had a run-in with him? You ever had any experiences with him personally?
No, he was like younger when I was around. I used to call him Jose.
So not to be undone, let's establish a couple of things just real quick, because we're going to use his own words against him in this particular case until I go fucking berserk. The first thing is, this is not in defense of Joey Merlino. This is in part it is, because the shit that this guy is spewing is fucking nonsense. They're lies. But didn't he say, and go back to the clip and go on YouTube for yourself and listen to the bullshit if you think I doctored this. He didn't know Joey, didn't meet Joey, doesn't know nothing about Joey, but yet he seems to have a lot of information. And I don't know about any of you, but he really comes off like a cunt, like a very jealous cunt. This is a guy who, by all accounts, didn't even fucking rat until he got hammered with a 40-year sentence. Now, he likes to claim that it was the FBI's idea that he gets sentenced first. I don't believe it. I don't think it's true. In fact, I know it's not true. The little bitch Leonetti started crying in prison after he got 40 years. That's when he wanted to tell on everybody. And he makes some very wild claims. And a large part of the problem with these fucking pigeon crumb fuck rats is that they can't keep their story straight. They've never been able to keep their story straight. If you read their fucking book, by the time the book comes out, they're saying one thing. 6 months later, they're saying something else. And they can't, it's like they need to carry around a fucking ledger of facts of the shit that they spew. First of all, it's worth noting that one of the particular reasons why Leonetti did rat is because he stole money from Nicky Scarfo. That's number one. I also, it is sort of found its way to me that the FBI allowed Philip Leonetti to take $1 million of the money that he stole from Nicky Scarfo and take it with him into Witsack. Maybe that's where he got the raccoon wigs, the Frank Vincent special. I don't fucking know. This guy is a fucking lowlife. He's changed his story on Salvi Testa a million times. If you go back to the interview he did with NBC, CNN, I can't remember what shit show news corporation he did it for. But he's talking about, I wanted to warn Salvi Testa. I wanted to help the guy. But now he's saying that he was going to clip him. Which one is it? Which one is it? He hasn't told the truth about a lot of shit. He's a scumbag. He's a jerk off. And he's laying accusations against a guy he doesn't fucking know. And I don't understand for the life of me why during this pandemic we are seeing every fucking piece of shit scumbag rat fuck coming out of the woodwork. But there's a whole gaggle of them. They ought to have one big rat orgy. They ought to dig up Ron Previty and have like a fucking gangbang with the toothless Ralph Natali. Or that scumbag jerk-off in Springfield, Arolata, who is nobody. claims he knew this other fucking informant. They didn't know each other. And Borriello, this jerk off, who's Native American, by the way. He's not even Italian. He's Native American. He tells everybody, oh, I was going to get made. You couldn't get made. You're not even Italian. So the point is, these guys are all coming out, specifically on Valutainment. I don't know what anybody's opinion is on this David Bett jerk-off guy. But listen, a long time ago, this guy David Bett was doing really reputable interviews with people. He really was. But for some reason, he took a turn, and now he's become the rat supporter, Gravano, Leonetti, this other shitbag who I won't fucking mention. He just continues to keep fucking interviewing rat after rat after rat. And the problem that I have with it, because somebody said this to me last night, is why do you have a problem with this guy? He's just doing a job. Well, first of all, he's paying these fucking pricks like $75,000 to do this bullshit. That's number one. Number two, he doesn't ask him any legitimate questions. He sits there like a fucking tree, like a tree from the fucking Wizard of Oz, uttering the same thing everybody's always asked these pukes, and he never challenges them. He never asks them legitimate questions. He never calls into question some of the shit that they say. And that's a problem. But see, if he did that, they probably wouldn't talk to him anyway, because these bastards will not do any interviews. You name me one motherfucking interview, one, where these rats go on a show and somebody actually asks them tough fucking questions, calls them on their bullshit. You won't find one. You won't find one. It doesn't appeal to them, because the minute that you call their bullshit into question, they go crazy. They go fucking crazy. And so Phil Leonetti, likes to blame his uncle for everything. This guy has never taken accountability for his own fucking stupidity, his own fucking actions. He acts like he's the smartest fuck in the room, when in reality, he's one of the dumbest. Honest to God, and I don't say dumb lightly, he is one of the dumbest fucking people I've ever seen in my life. He's not even intelligent, this guy. And the thing is, if you're gonna do an interview, whatever, there are some guys, and they're all pukes, don't get me wrong, but there are some guys who will sort of take responsibility for what they've done. They never take responsibility for ratting, because there's always an excuse for that. But they'll at least say, I murdered people. I wish I could take it back. They really don't really wish that. They really don't at the end of the day. But there are some that will at least, I don't know where these rats find the ounce of manhood to even say for 1 second that something they could have done was wrong. But this fucking guy, Nicky, oh, poor Nicky. Nicky made me do it. Nicky made me do it. No account. Are you a man or a bitch? You're supposed to be a gangster? The youngest underboss ever, whatever the fuck people want to say about you, you fucking prick. But you can't even hold weight or water. You want to sit there and blame everybody else for your fucking problems. Maybe you're the fucking problem. Maybe you're just too stupid to see it. And you definitely have some Joey Merlino jealousy going on. I think anybody that listens to that knows what I'm talking about. That's another thing that these fucking rats do. This is Rat 101. These fucking guys from Francis all the way down the list will claim they knew people that they never knew. They always all claim that they knew each other. And in this stupid fucking interview that I had to sit through, this fucking jerk-off Leonetti says, oh, Sammy's a great guy. He's a hell of a guy. Good guy. We got along well. But yet, you're going to dog Joey Merlino and like a bunch of other fucking people. Dog your uncle who's dead. Dog everybody that's ever done you wrong in your family, because it's all their fault you turned out to be a piece of shit, fucking nothing. But yet Sammy the Bull Gravano is the man. Fuck out of here. I bet you guys spent a lot of time together holding hands in Altoona, because that's where they send you bums. They send every fucking rat to Altoona at the Valachi suite. I wonder if they danced to like some opera music at in the Valachi suite in Altoona. I wonder if that's the case. They hold hands and smooch. Maybe that's why Sammy lost his fucking hair. Maybe Phil rubbed it too much. But it's nonsense. It's garbage. And the mere fact that you got a guy who's no longer relevant, talking shit about anybody that's current, should tell you something. First of all, nobody wants to hear their nonsense. Nobody wants to hear their stories. Nobody wants to hear what the fuck they have to say. Instead, they got to bring up other fucking names because they got to be relevant today, because they're no longer relevant. Every rat you see that does this shit is going to bring up big names because they got to be relevant. How many times did Michael Francis bring up John Gotti? Every other 10 seconds. And the truth is, Michael Francis didn't really know him, but he likes to tell you that. And so now the thing that's going on is all these rats are all attacking each other. I don't know what to do with myself. I'll be honest. Some days I just want to blow my own fucking head off. These guys are fucking jerk-offs. They should be pinned down to a fucking table and have a cactus rammed in their ass nonstop. And Leonetti is the worst of them because he ain't even believable in any stretch of the imagination. No rats are believable, but some guys, you know, they can persuade you a little bit here and there on a certain thing. This guy can't. You look at him and it's like, guy's fucking borderline retarded. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with the guy, but he's definitely got water on the brain, fell down some stairs or something because he's not very smart. He's not very intelligent. And he's a bitch too. And let me explain another little feature about Leonetti. He refuses to let anybody see his face. Why is that? You're a man. You proud of ratting everybody the fuck out. But what? You can't let anybody see what you look like? You fucking rat. He's a garbage pail. He's a jerk off. And the more that people subscribe to this fucking nonsense, the more the actual truth of things get distorted. If anybody just took 10 seconds out of their fucking day to look up information for themselves, look up the real fucking facts, you will find that 99.9% of these guys are fucking lying their asses off. And this isn't in a fucking defense of people I know, and this isn't a defense of criminality. I'm just telling you the facts. These guys are fucking lying. What makes you think that a guy who's killed 10 fucking people all of a sudden says, I see Jesus in the wall. I got to get on my knees and bow to Jesus and become like this Christian zealot and oh my God, I've led a horrible life. No, they just don't want to do jail. They don't want to go to jail. They have no problem when they're taking millions of kickbacks from the fucking casinos. They're not saying shit when they're taking kickbacks from union jobs or from shylocking or bookmaking or whatever or extortion. They don't give a. They got no problem then. But the minute they get caught because they're stupid as fuck and they get a little time, they start crying like a bitch. And that's exactly what Phil Leonetti did. Don't believe any of his nonsense. Don't believe a word that he tells you. Because when the FBI takes you into their loving arms and tells you you're the greatest thing since fucking a diuretic elephant, you're going to say whatever they want you to say. Because the problem is that even if these guys, when they sit down and they proffer and they talk, they're not going to give it all up. They're going to give you bits and pieces to see what kind of deal they can get. And the biggest lie that this piece of shit jerk-off fuck claims is that he didn't ask the FBI for a deal. Really? Really, Philly? You did, Phyllis? You didn't ask for a deal, sweetheart? Of course you did. Because that's the only fucking reason why you would have sat down to begin with. Oh, what? You got 40 years? Oh, you don't got to give me a deal. I'll just tell you what I know out of the goodness of my heart. It's the right thing to do. If you believe that, then Liberace was fucking straight. You know what I'm saying? Stop believing the nonsense. Stop believing the nonsense. Because that's all it is. He ran to them because he didn't want to do jail time. And then he wants to fucking say stupid shit about Joey Merlino because I don't know, maybe he's got a little Ratweiser and Anastasia in him. Maybe he kind of likes Joey a little bit. There's a lot of man crushing going on Joey Merlino from grown men. I've never seen anything like it in my fucking life. So all that being said, he's a fucking jerk off. He's a scumbag. And do yourself a favor. If you don't have to believe me, you don't even have to fucking like me. Research the facts for yourself and you'll see it. How anybody can glorify a piece of shit like that is beyond my understanding. That's it. And that's all I got to say. I don't even want to go on this long with this bullshit because it's nonsense. So we are going to come back next week, probably midweek, late week, with the new show. Q&A stuff will be put out. And if you're still locked up with this virus shit, just stay in the fucking house. And I wanted to say one thing. I got to be careful here. to the person that I know that is taking Irish dance lessons, and you know who you are. One thing that I saw on the internet is you got to get the right shoes, my friend. You got to get the right shoes. You got to wear the hat. You got to get that armband thing. And so if you do it that way, I think you'll become quite popular amongst your friends, since I know you sort of want to be Irish. You know what I mean? So I see a lot of people are sitting here saying, what the fuck's he talking about? But I know somebody whose balls I like to bust about being Irish. He's quite the fan of the Irish. And, if he only knew what's coming for him with the Irish t-shirts I got. So listen, at the end of the day, all the nonsense that this guy Leonetti said about Joey Merlino is just not true. If it was, everybody be talking about it, but it's not true. He's just looking to take pot shots, and he's trying to be relevant in a world in which he isn't. He doesn't even know which side of the playpen stinks the most. And I hope someday they find him in a soiled bathroom at a gas station with his hand in Goofy's pants. And that's it.